For Workforce Solutions, what we do for you, this is our mission statement. It's long and I could read it to you, but you can read. What we really do is we help employers find job seekers that match the job skills that they need. We also help job seekers prepare so that when employers post jobs, they have the skills that the employers are looking for. So we have sort of a dual role of connecting job seekers with local businesses. I have this little thing on the bottom because I'm sure that most of you in the room recognize the little workforce guy on your left. Had to turn around. But we are moving to a new, a little more professional looking, more corporate color. So our workforce logo is about to change. We always called him the little workforce guy. They're the blue and yellow and red, and we're going to miss him. We figured out that he's been around a little too long when we realized that he was older than most of the people winning the Olympics. So it was time for a facelift, and our new workforce logo, you'll see that out there, and our new corporate colors. So just when you see that new workforce sign, that is still Workforce Solutions Central Texas. We're doing a soft rollout, so you'll see it kind of emerging. We have locations throughout Central Texas. We have them in Killeen, Lampasas, Rockdale, and Temple. The closest one to you right now is the Killeen office. And there are services in that office that are specifically for job seekers, and there are also services that are specifically for businesses. So whereas businesses generally will contact you at your work site, do know that there are people there ready to assist you with anything that you need. So contact through the Workforce Center is certainly an option if we haven't already contacted you. In the Workforce Centers, what we provide is actually that job matching piece. So when you put jobs online, what we do is we have people in the Workforce Center who are on Work in Texas putting in their applications. We're training them on how to interview. We're teaching them soft skills that are very important to local businesses: show up on time, dress right, remove inappropriate earrings or whatever. So we can help people prepare for the jobs that you have for them. In addition to that, one of the very unique things that we do that most people aren't aware of is that we run all the labor market information locally. So where you might be looking at Bureau of Labor Statistics trying to figure out where to locate your business or similar things, we actually have, for example, we know the 20 highest paying jobs in Central Texas that are in demand or emerging. So we can help our job seekers prepare for those jobs because they are the ones that will pay the best, add the most back to the economy, and also the ones that businesses are seeking most often. So when you're looking for that type of information, and I'm going to mention this just on the side, if you have children or grandchildren who are about to go to college, that's the type of information you want so that they're getting trained in skills that you know will get them employed at a wage that they can support themselves and not move back in with you. So when you're thinking about how workforce can help you, there is a variety of services that we have available that you may or may not be aware of. That we're not just job seeker, we're not just employer, we are really both. So that being said, that was more or less our job seeker service list, but we do also have a business services list, which includes similar things, but from a different perspective. You heard the commissioner talk this morning about labor law. We can give you general information, and we can get you connected to the Texas Workforce Commission. I should explain to you that we aren't the Texas Workforce Commission. We're a local workforce area. We have local employees who are not state employees. So it's very confusing and really not important to you, but just so you understand, we're not the Workforce Commission, but we do have resources that we can connect you to. We can help you find quality applicants. We can also help you get your job postings correct so that your applications match better. So if you're having trouble finding good employees, we can help you figure out how to target some employees that maybe you haven't been hitting. We also have some testing and pre-testing resources that we can use to help you really hone in on the exact right employee if you're that right fit hire. You can do interviewing at our site if you don't have enough space where you are to do interviewing, and we can even pre-screen your employees. One of the things that I wanted to bring up, and that I think is very interesting, is that we just had a We Hire Vets initiative where all of the, we recognized 31 local employers who all had a 10% or higher veteran workforce. It's a statewide initiative. We have more than anyone else in the state of Texas, in Central Texas, so we're very proud of that. We'll have another initiative on November 7th. So if you have a 10% or higher workforce that's veterans, please let us help you get connected so that you can be recognized as a We Hire Vets employer. And really, when you think about it, 10% isn't that much. If you're if you're an employer that is a one-person business and you happen to be a veteran, then you are 100%. So if you're wondering if it only applies to large employers, it doesn't. Just look at your workforce. If 10% of them are veterans, we would love to help you get that We Hire Vets standard. I wanted to introduce you to the people that actually work with our business services unit. So if the business services unit in the back of the room would please stand up. I wanted you to see these faces. If you need business services in Central Texas, you have handouts on your table, and these are the people that you would contact. They'll work directly with you. They'll figure out exactly what your needs are as a business, and they will help you meet those needs. So when you see any of this group, then just feel free to contact them. You have all of their contact information, and their entire job is to make sure that businesses in Central Texas have their resources that they need. Thank you, guys. In addition to the work that we do with businesses and job seekers, we also have several very unique programs that are useful to local businesses. One of them is a partnership we have out on Fort Hood called the Career Skills Program. It's run through the Fort Hood Soldier for Life program, but it's basically a partnership with Fort Hood, CTC, workforce, and businesses from around the nation. And what they do is they look at exiting military and they help them transition into immediate employment. We work very hard locally to keep our veterans local. If we can't keep them in Central Texas, we want to at least try to keep them in Texas. They are a very valuable resource, as I'm sure you all know, and they are exiting the military with some very unique skills that we can't find anywhere else. So the Career Skills Program, as examples of the things that are happening there, they have Shifting Gears, which is training Raytheon and GM automotive technicians. We have Caliber Collision out there that's doing auto body repair. We have a new program called Heroes Make America that has to do with all levels of manufacturing, from machinists to the high-level management opportunities. We have Police Academy connections through CTC. Airstream Renewables is doing towers like the windmills and cell tower repair work. And we have veterans in piping out there. So there's a variety of businesses that are working through the Career Skills Program. If it sounds like something that would be valuable to your business, then again, contact our Business Services Unit. They'll get you connected to the Career Skills Program because it gives you direct access to exiting veterans. So that is one thing that is unique. The other thing that I really, that we're particularly proud of is our Hiring Our Heroes program, which is an internship for veterans exiting the military. We're doing it in partnership with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. And with that program, when veterans are exiting the military, one of the things that has been found is and they talked about the structure in the military. So when a military person goes into civilian life, there are times when that lack of structure becomes very hard. They're used to, that leaders say to do something and it just happens because your officer or your commander or whoever your leader is told you to do it, so you did it. But in civilian life, it doesn't always work that way. So what we have in the Hire Our Heroes program is some assistance in helping military people learn how to be civilians. And at the same time, they're getting on-site work experience with local businesses. The advantage of that is they're getting it while they're still in the military. So employers have the opportunity to work with military exiting veterans. The Army's paying their salary, the Army's covering all of their benefits, no workers' comp, no anything, but they're on your site learning about your business. The key requirement there is that we do expect a job offer at the end, so it's not just free employment. There's a expectation of a job offer, and that we generally are connecting people to, these are high-level leadership jobs, so we're connecting them to civilian high-level leadership jobs. But if you're interested in working with exiting military, we can make sure that you have a real good match. And this is a system where the employer gets to interview and select the candidates that they have on their site, and where the candidates get to review several employers and pick the employer that is of most interest to them. So it's a dual match, and it seems to be working very well. We have about a 90% success rate in that program. We also have other community partnerships that are valuable to the local area. One of them is the Veterans Inventory. That's done with the Heart of Texas Defense Alliance, Greater Killeen Chamber of Commerce, again, Soldier for Life on Fort Hood. What we do with that program is we actually survey our exiting military to find out what their skills are, what would it take to keep them in the area, and what do their families want, what social interests do they have. And from that inventory, we're able to recruit businesses to the area. We're able to change our quality of life to make it more appealing to people so that they stay in the area. So the Veterans Inventory is something that is unique to Central Texas. You will not find other military installations that have the ability to describe their exiting workforce. And that's something that's very unique to Central Texas, and it may be some value to you as a local business to know what do exiting military look for in the jobs that they are seeking. We also have a business resource center. Jose and Alicia, if y'all would stand up real quick. I want you to see these two faces. The Business Resource Center is specifically designed to help local business entrepreneurs who are starting out, or okay, you could sit down, you're off the hook, thanks. What they do is they help businesses with their marketing plans, with their financial plans, with even deciding whether they should start a business right now. They can help you figure out location, but they have a variety of resources available to local business people. This is a partnership with CTC, the Greater Killeen Chamber, and again with Workforce. So it is more or less a small business resource service, but it is available to all businesses in Central Texas. And again, this is a resource. Oh, okay, I'm just looking. It says 75% of their customers are veterans, and this is it. But it is open to all different people who are either have a business or interested in starting a business. In addition to those two things, we are now finding a new prevalence of apprenticeships in Central Texas. The value of an apprenticeship is that people can learn the job while being paid an apprenticeship wage, and as they gain more skills, then the wage goes up, so they have a competency-based learning process. In the past, we've always thought of apprenticeships as strictly skills, that I can be a welder, I can be something that is more or less a blue-collar job. That is no longer the case for apprenticeships. In fact, we have a new apprenticeship in Central Texas specific to medical coding. So when you're thinking about how to grow your workforce and what your future employees might be, even if you are just a professional organization and you have competencies that you expect in your employees, medical is a good example of apprenticeships that are becoming very prevalent in the medical industry. So if you're interested in pursuing that as a concept, we can certainly help you to understand how apprenticeships work and how they may be of value to you. Another thing that we have coming up is there is a women's entrepreneur boot camp on October 17th and 18th. This particular thing is obviously targeting women, but if you know women, or if you are a woman-owned business and you would like to learn how to grow your business, start your business, expand your business, then we have a 2-day boot camp that can really take you through business aspects in a real fast-paced boot camp environment. We won't make you do exercises. I say boot camp, I don't want to scare you. I wanted to spend a little bit more time on this particular slide, and I kind of, let me look at my time. Yeah, we're doing great. Okay, so this is probably the most important slide for every person in here, and this is the slide that says, where is there money to train my employees? And where is there money to train future employees? So there is a variety of resources for that. Workforce Solutions of Central Texas has grants that we can use to train specific groups or specific individuals. As an example, we have a National Dislocated Worker Grant that allows us to train military spouses, exiting military, and anyone laid off on Fort Hood. So we have a grant specific for that. We also have grants to train low-income individuals. And dislocated workers, we can, depending on their needs, we have training funds for that too. So there is a variety of resources there if you, that can help you if you are, especially if you're about to have a layoff. We definitely would connect with you and try to get your employees reconnected into the workforce or into a training grant. In addition to that, Operation Welcome Home is a statewide initiative, and it is Skills for Transition funds. And what this particular one does is it gives $2,000 to train exiting veterans through local community colleges. So there has to be in demand and target occupations, but it's a statewide list. So generally, if you are looking for employees that have a specific training need, there could be the opportunity to connect them through this Skills for Transition. And this amount, these $2,000 grants do go directly to community colleges, and generally in this area it's CTC or Temple College. The one that is particularly useful for small businesses is the Skills for Small Businesses grant. And Kim Hunziger is the Texas Workforce Commission person in charge of Skills for Transition. I'm trying to get y'all familiar with the faces that can help you get to what you need. So Kim, like I said, he's with the Texas Workforce Commission. Skills for Small Business has two types of, well, basically what they do is training based on your specific employee's needs. So as a small business, if you wanted to train a full-time employee that you just hired, then you could get about $1,800 a year to train them at a local community college. If you were training an existing employee that's full-time, then you could get up to $900 a year to train that employee. Again, the kind of courses that you would be training in would be courses that are already available through the local community college. So if you wanted all of your employees, for example, to have Microsoft training and the local college offered Microsoft training, then you could get that paid for with skills development funds or with the Skills for Small Business funds. It has to be in the training catalog, but it doesn't have to be a 4-credit course. It can be continuing education. It can even be online, as long as it's a published course with a local community college. So those resources are available to you right now. And again, if you want more information, Kim is here, and I think he has a booth outside. The only requirement we have is that the employer, these are existing employees, and the employer has to be paying the prevailing wage for that job in order to qualify to train their employees. Another thing that is particularly useful, maybe more for larger businesses and definitely for businesses who work in consortium in an industry like the manufacturing industry, or it could even be the service industry, anything like that. But we do have skills development funds through the Workforce Commission, And those funds are available to a collaborative group that includes businesses, technical college, the workforce board, and our economic development partners. These grants can go up to as high as $500,000, but they're customized training for a business who is going to train their current employees, and from that training they will either get a promotion or they will get a raise, or some part of that training will make the trainee's life better than it was before. So these resources are particularly useful to local businesses, and especially if you're working in consortium with business partners who have same training needs. You can get a bigger bang for your buck. And again, this money is also funded to the community college, who works in partnership with the employer to provide the exact kind of training they need. And I went through this pretty quickly, but we're on a short time frame. Is there any questions that I can answer for y'all? Y'all are an easy group. Okay, thank you.